Okay, so what is a 56-year-old woman doing out at 10:55 on a Saturday night? She is dog sitting while everyone else is at home getting ready for bed, or watching the game, or at a sleepover. So I am on my way back home after letting the dogs out. And I just finished a book that was making me think a lot. It's weighing heavy on me. I will mention the title. Right now it's not coming to me. I know the word breath is in it. So it's about a girl who will commit suicide. And it talks about she gets to watch her mother and her male friend go through the grief. She watches it. She sees them. Her mother was abused. They had fled the father. She didn't know this at the time, but then he found them again, and the mother had been planning to escape with her daughter, and the daughter spent years thinking that the mother was just a weak woman who was the cause for all of this ugliness in this family's life, that it was just the mother loved her daughter and it was just her and her daughter, and she was doing everything she could to protect her daughter and secretly trying to plan a getaway for them when the daughter graduated high school, and never happened because the daughter didn't see all of these things that the mother was doing for her. She just saw her as a crutch and a weak woman, and not always. As she was going through her life, she was not remembering these things. And in the book had us reliving some of her earlier times with her mom, and she got to remember these memories of how good it had been with them. We also get to see her friend, a male friend in school, who she had a relationship with. They had been very close, and I guess she didn't remember that they had been close. She just saw all these negatives. And I guess the reason it's weighing on me is because I think that a lot of times, a lot of our negatives in life are lack of communication. That not so much that we're not communicating, that we're not saying the things that need to be said. Right now I have a young friend going through something with a family, and I guess they didn't handle it the way that she was assuming that they would, or the way she was hoping that they would. She's left home, and I guess she was hoping that they would stop her. She felt her back was against the wall. She was hoping that by leaving, that they would reach out to her, text her, call her, find her, and say, don't do this, we love you, come back and we'll make things right. And she's dealing with the fact that she made this move that she wasn't fully prepared to make, and now feels not scared and alone because she's in a safe place, and she's going to eventually be happy once she gets past the fact that her family didn't do what she was hoping that they would. And I think that's sad. I think that as a family, as a mother, I could not imagine being okay with my child leaving home on terms that weren't positive. She left a note for her parents saying that she loved them and she felt this was the only way that she could move forward, or that things weren't good. And I think that as a mother, I couldn't imagine my daughter leaving and me not doing everything I can to rectify that situation and have her know that I love her and I'll do anything to make it work, and I don't want her to leave. I think that when we start looking at all the negatives in our life, we'll only see negatives. And I think that this friend of mine is seeing negatives right now. She's in a positive place. She's in a positive situation. And she loves her family. It just wasn't healthy for her right now to be there. But I think that it is okay to make these moves, and it may just be a temporary thing. It may be that this is what happens forever. And also fear of hers is that they don't reach out to her ever, that she loses them forever, which is just sad. And in this book, with this family, this girl and her mother, she felt that the mother was weak and not doing things for her and taking care of her or getting her out of a situation, or not strong enough to leave the situation. And the mother was truly doing all that she could to make sure that they were all going to be able to take care of themselves and leave in a way that was going to be safe, and also in a position where they would be able to get away from him. And I don't know. I think that the reason it's weighing on me, the reason I keep coming back to this book in my head, is because I guess we all think that when we are alive, that as we're living this life, that there's so many wrong things, that we didn't handle the situation right, that we didn't have the conversation, that our conversation wasn't the right one, that we fought, that we were upset, that we upset somebody else, that we hurt somebody, that we just all these didn't do the right things, or that no one truly cares about us, nobody wants the good things for us. But I think truly, upon death, there are things that people will remember and will. I guess this conversation that I'm having in my head has gone in so many different directions. And I think mostly because death, as I get older, does weigh on me. My husband and I have these conversations about, we're not getting any younger. We have to do the things that we want to do, and we have to go the places that we want to go, and we have to say the things that we want to say, and we have to know what the other is feeling or where the other's belongings are, so that if something happens, we know how to handle things. And so here's this young girl in this book who was taking herself out. Here's this young girl in my life right now who feels that she doesn't have anyone in her family who cares right now. And I don't know them. I don't know her family, but I'm pretty sure they care. I mean, what parent couldn't love a child who was such a good person? We all do our best, right? We all do our best. And that's all that can be expected of us. So as you go through your night, and right now that's all we're all doing, everyone on this coast, going through their night, and we're there are people who get going to sleep, there are people who have already fallen asleep, there are people putting their kids to sleep, there are people whose kids are waking up and needing to be fed or changed or whatever. There are people who feel alone. There are people who feel happy. There are people who are just going out right now. There are people who are trying not to fall asleep like me. This is past my bedtime. We're all just feeling something, feeling tired, feeling happy, feeling mad, feeling scared, feeling lonely. We have to feel in order to grow, right? That's what makes us people. Like talking to myself because my daughter is at a sleepover, which means that my boys are quiet. They're talking about a hockey game right now and not really talking to me, and so I've been quiet for the past couple of hours, and talking is necessary, especially after reading the book I just read. It wasn't a sad book. I didn't find it sad, and I didn't cry. Just knowing that this person ended their life thinking that it was the end. There was no other way out. there's always a way out. There's always a way, and the next day may not be the best day, but it won't be the shittiest day. And you're gonna have shitty days, and you're gonna have great days. And that is human nature, and that is life, and that happens. And you have to be prepared to know that there will be those days. I want you all to have a wonderful night. And if you need to talk to someone because you feel scared, alone, unsafe, find someone to talk to. Don't take yourself out. There's always a way. Someone loves you.